Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun, and today we're analyzing Maaser Sheni Perek Daled Mishnah Gimel. Mishnah Gimel says Bala Bayis Omer B'Sela V'Ach Omer B'Sela Bala Bayis Kodem. It basically talks about redeeming Maaser Sheni. Interestingly enough, this ability, or actually the penalty that you have to add a chomesh, is actually not really in the parsha of Maaser Sheni. The parsha of Maaser Sheni is in Devarim Yud Daled and the Perek Yud Daled, parsha Rei. This pasuk in Gol Yigol is actually at the end of Sefer Vayikra Chav Zayin. Talks about being poda a lot of other types of hektish. If you're doing erchin, you're makdish an animal, you're makdish your house. You have to add a chomesh whenever you're poda your own thing. And one of there's two psukim that talk about Maaser Sheni. It doesn't specifically say Maaser Sheni, it says Maaser. So, and the Chazal say it's referring to Maaser Sheni. Maaser Sheni, if you poda your own Maaser Sheni, you have to add a chomesh. If someone else is poda your Maaser Sheni, they buy your Maaser Sheni, they don't have to add a chomesh. This Mishnah talks about if you have competing offers, right? If your offer is the same as someone else's offer, yours has kedim because you're going to add a chomesh. If someone else is offering even a little more, even if it's less than a chomesh, you go with the other person's offer, because like the Rambam and the Rav explain that there's ways of getting around paying a chomesh. It's very easy. We'll explain in Iyun in the next shir about why harama is okay over here. But just dealing with this idea of why you're paying a chomesh and when your friend is not paying a chomesh, that's what the pasuk says, Maaser. When you're opposed to your own Maaser Sheni, you pay a chomesh. The Maaser Sheni of your friend, you don't pay a chomesh. Why not? So as we explained, that Maaser Sheni is considered Mammon Gavoa, according to Paskin like Rabbi Meir, it's considered Mammon Gavoa, and we explained that it doesn't mean it's completely Mammon Gavoa. The shelo, the actual plants, the actual fruits or vegetables themselves belong to Hashem. The shelo belongs to Hashem. Shulchano of Hashem. The bershuso, however, does belong to you, meaning that's why you have a right to redeem it, right? Bershuso, meaning the value belongs to you, meaning you don't technically own the fruits, but you do own their value, so you could transfer their value to money if it's hard for you to bring through Yerushalayim because they're heavy. So you do own bershuso. Now, so it's like hektish, right? There's Perek Chav Zayin at the end of Vayikra talks about various types of hektish. Hektish for a behema, hektish for your house, hektish erchin. You want to be poda hektish, what belongs technically to Hashem, you have to pay a chomesh, an extra penalty of Hashem, because Hashem's possessions are worth more than human possessions, and it's a penalty that you are taking away from hektish, just like your do me'ilah. Right, you benefit from consecrated property. You have to add a chomesh, a penalty that you're taking from Hashem. So too, your Maaser Sheni is Mammon Gavo, at least the shelo, and you have a penalty. It's like hektish. You have to add a chomesh. However, your friend, when he buys Maaser Sheni, he does not have to add a chomesh because, as I mentioned, the idea of being poda something is a din in bershuso, and the value of something. The Torah gave the ability of your friend to redeem Maaser Sheni. Now, we would never call your friend the owner of this Maaser Sheni, right? It only belongs to the person whose field it was grown, the person who took off Maaser Sheni and was mafresh it from the tevel. It doesn't belong to your friend. So, klape chavero, you can't say it was Mammon Gavoa. Klape you, it's called Mammon Gavoa. Hashem took it out of your shelo and put it in his shelo. However, your friend there's no way of describing it as shelo. So it's not like Me'ilah, you're not taking it from hektish. When your friend redeems it, he buys it, he's not taking it out from hektish. It's just he's accessing the bershuso rights that he also has, but klape him, it's not called Mammon Gavoa. Normally by hektish we don't say this, but there are din about hektish, which is differentiate between the person who owns it and not. But this din by Maaser Sheni, there's no bailus of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. There's nothing to talk about when it comes to Chavero, so therefore there's no hosafa of chomesh. However, when it comes to the owner, so the shelo is taken away from him. So if he wants to redeem it, he has to add a chomesh. That's a simple explanation of why the bailim have to add a chomesh, and someone else, when he's redeeming the Maaser Sheni, does not have to add a chomesh. I'll talk in the next Iyun about harama, that you could use harama, you could trick Hashem, so to speak, and give money to someone else to redeem your Maaser Sheni and then give it back to you. And prevent yourself from having to pay this chomesh coming up in the next Iyun.